and welcome to our channel.
I'm Cameron.
And I'm Tia, and we're so excited to have you here. Today, we're just doing something fun. We are
Yeah.
we're talking about our 2023 year in review. So, kicking off the YouTube year, our first Thursday of the new year. It is 2024. And we are talking about 2023. So, in January, and we're just going to talk it through. We have a lot of videos that we're going to show y'all, like some vlogs and stuff that we'll point out, but just kind of what we were up to so you can get a feel for our year. So we were in Sioux Falls first, which Cam and I had actually never been to Sioux Falls. It's kind of close to us, so we're in Minneapolis, and Sioux Falls is in South Dakota, and it was like 4 hours.
Yeah, sounds right.
So we road tripped out there. We do a lot of destination engagement sessions, and so this year, that couple lives in Sioux Falls. We met them. He was a groomsman in a wedding we shot the past August, and so we went out. We loved Sioux Falls.
It was great.
Like, people who are in Minneapolis, I feel like we didn't really know. Like, I feel like we're not really like,
Yeah.
oh my God, we gotta go to South Dakota. But Sioux Falls was freaking cute. Yeah, it was just a great
To be
vibe.
fair, we had some lower expectations for
yes.
Sioux Falls, but it was beautiful.
We
It
got-
was so cute.
Yeah,
a
blown
lot
out of the
fun.
water. It's kind of a foodie town, and so, yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, we went during the burger battle, so we got to experience that.
Yeah, the burger battle is where every single or a bunch of restaurants sign up to make a different burger, right? Or do they make two?
Yeah, I think it's like 30 some burgers that you could.
Yeah, and so you get like a
and then
ticket.
you rate them, yeah.
Yeah, and you go all around and then you rate them. So it was super cool. Our couple took us out and we got to go to a burger place and we got to rate them. So then we went to Dallas for the Creative Educator Conference, which we're actually going to again in a couple of weeks. And so it's put on by Layli Amati. We were obsessed, so that's why we're going back. It was the first ever, and so we were really excited about that. And it was actually Cam and my first ever conference, like kind of having a bunch of friends at, like having a friend group at where we got to like reunite with them. So I would say it is 10 out of 10 for creative educators. It was so well done. Speakers were amazing. We got to meet some people who we had never met who we were really excited to meet, like Elizabeth McCravey and Ellen Yin. And so that was, Candace Coppola. So that was really, really cool. But also, like, I think that the attendee level was insane because lots of the attendees could have been on stage too. And so it was cool to just have tons of time to like brainstorm with people, and we're really, really excited to go back. If you want to see the vlog, we'll pop the vlog up above where you can see a lot of the behind the scenes of how it kind of went down. After that, we came back to Minnesota and we shot a wedding. It was amazing. Ashley and Sam were our first wedding of the year at Bavaria Downs, one of our favorite venues, with one of our favorite florists, Katie from A Bloom. It was insane, like red poppy colors. And then we went out to San Diego, like we always do in the winter. And so it was awesome because then we spent our time out in San Diego.
Lots of shoots and lots of quality time with Grandma Lila.
Yeah, so my Grandma Lila lives out there, who we love, and we always go out to visit her too, and in addition to all of the work that we do out there. But Grandma Lila is freaking cute, and we love her. She was the flower girl in our wedding with a flower crown. And so, yeah, we spent some time with her, and then we had lots of shoots, which was so, so fun. We met a lot of cool people that just made like a big impact on us, and we just reaffirmed how much we love shooting in the winter in San Diego. And then for the final week of that trip, Shelby, who works with us, Cam's sister, came out and she joined us, and she did some behind the scenes filming. We did a lot of scheming, and one big thing that we schemed on the San Diego trip was our team. So it was super cool. We literally started right then and there, and we like boom. We actually met. I met some photographers that live in Laguna Beach. That his sister has a huge team, like legitimately like 50 people shooting in their team, and kind of just the way that they explained it, kind of was a whole mindset shift for us, and was. A team was something that wasn't fully on our radar. Like, it felt needed because we just had too many inquiries that we couldn't serve. But this was kind of a whole mindset shift of how we could do it, and how we could do it in a way that felt really authentic to us.
Yeah, definitely. Any
other highlights of San Diego?
We almost got to do our paragliding again, but it was too windy, unfortunately.
Yeah, so Cam and I had paraglided in San Diego before, off Torrey Pines, which was just super, super cool. And so we were trying to do that again with Shelby, but we couldn't. So
great food.
Yeah,
one of my favorite parts about San Diego.
We love the food in San Diego, especially the Mexican food. It is phenomenal. Cam and Shelby had a ton of spicy margaritas.
Oh, yeah.
I had a sip here or there, just because I don't like spiciness. And I had regular margaritas, or like strawberry margaritas. But yeah, it was great.
Yeah, it was great. The weather is such a change from
Yep.
being here, which is so nice. Walking every single day outside was wonderful. For the spirit.
Insane, yes. So then from San Diego, we went right into a trip with Cam's family.
Yep.
And so we first, just the two of us, flew to Paris. And this is actually Cam and my first time in Paris. We've been to a lot of, I feel like, European countries and European kind of
Like
main
staples,
cities.
yeah.
Staples. But Paris, I feel like, was one of the big ones that was remaining for us. And we loved it.
Yeah.
This was another thing that we kind of had low expectations-ish. Not low, but like we needed to temper them.
Like middling expectations. Like we've heard some very positive, but also some kind of lower reviews that people went in with high expectations and didn't love it. And so okay, it'll probably be.
We'll just temper
mid.
it. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people that like a lot of destinations like us, of like Iceland, like very adventure-y type stuff, are just like meh about Paris. Yeah. And we actually really, really liked it. We loved Paris. We were only there for
3 days? Maybe?
3 days, yeah. But that actually felt like a really good time for us, where we got to see a lot of big touristy stuff, but also just like kind of chill at a cafe and stuff, where we got a good feel for it. So that was really nice. We then flew to Portugal and met up with Cam's family.
Spent 10 days?
I think so.
In 3 different main areas of Portugal?
Yeah, so we were in Porto, Lisbon, and Lagos. Yep. This was everyone's first time in Portugal.
Yeah.
It was most people on the trip's first time in Europe, which was crazy.
Yeah.
So fun. Everyone except for me, Cam, and Shelby, Cam's sister, it was their first time in Europe, so that was so fun. But it was with the full fam. So it was with his parents, it was with his 2 sisters, and their significant others. We had never done a trip like this before. We had been to Oregon Coast. That was our last, like, kind of...
With my family.
With his family, with the last kind of family trip. And, but that was only 5 of us, or 6 of us then. Yeah, I didn't have 2 significant others. So it was super fun. You can check out the full vlog. We did a vlog the entire time on the trip. It's a really fun vlog. Like, I like it a lot.
Yeah, and part of the reason we chose Portugal, too, is we felt like it gave off a lot of vibes of a lot of different places in Europe that we had been. And we thought that was really cool. And it's a fun thing to then introduce all these people to. Like, this kind of feels like when we were in Spain, or what we've seen at Greece. This city feels a lot like that kind of thing. Yeah.
So it felt like a good taste. And yeah, it was a long trip.
Yeah.
It was a lot of going too. So after that, we literally flew to Minnesota.
Spent 12 hours in our home, and then got on another plane.
In our hometown, like in Minneapolis. We were in our home for like 7 hours. We like drove back, or I think it was 17 hours total, so maybe 12 hours.
I think it was
home.
12 hours.
Okay, we like drove to our home. We packed. We drove back to the airport and we flew to Columbus, Ohio for the Graceful Gathering conference. And so we were speaking at Graceful Gathering. It was fun. We were really excited to go out. There were a lot of people that we had met before, and then a lot of people we were really excited to meet, both attendees and speakers. Cam and I were speaking on Posing for Purpose, a system for explosive growth. So not just the posing, but also how the posing can become your #1 marketing tool. And we loved it. We loved our group. Our talk went really, really well. We met a lot of fun people that we hadn't met before.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was a great conference.
First time really like exploring Ohio too, I feel like. Hadn't really, spent that much time in Ohio, and it was interesting. Some very bougie neighborhoods on the way there. We couldn't believe it. All these planned neighborhoods. Just happened to be in the area we were in. It was crazy.
Yeah. So we have a vlog of that too. Check it out. Check out Graceful Gathering. Super fun.
Yeah.
So then, after that, in May,
we came home and our busy season got going.
Our busy season really took off. So we traveled to Chicago, photographed a destination engagement session there. It's a couple who we have met at many weddings. We photographed a couple of their friends' weddings. So he's been groomsmen and them, guests, all the things. We love photographing in Chicago. We photographed in Chicago. I mean, I think we were only there once this year in 2023. But in some years, we'll go there 3 times. We'll be there in all the seasons. And we really love Chicago. It's nice because if you're not familiar, Minneapolis is a 6-hour drive. It's like a 1-hour flight, 45-minute flight. We'll kind of go back and forth on what's worth it. But we drove out this time because we love to work on the drive. And then we can leave whenever we're finished versus staying for a little bit longer. But Chicago's just a cool city. And it's nice because we're by a metropolis. Minneapolis is a big city, but Chicago really has it all. And so we get to experience that a lot.
Yeah, for sure.
Then, after that, at the end of the month, we photographed a wedding in North Carolina. and it is another couple who he is a brother of a past bride of ours. And so that was super fun. We actually know the family personally, which is pretty rare for us to know. Like, Cam played baseball with the groom, and I danced with 2 of his sisters, and so we knew like the parents and everything. Not only from the past wedding, but it was fun to be in North Carolina. We had never been in the mountains in North Carolina.
No, that was really pretty.
So that was really, really cool. We extended our stay, and we stayed in Charlotte, which we had never been to Charlotte before. We did Asheville on a long down south road trip a couple years back, which you can check out the vlog for that. But we were in Charlotte, and Cam and I, just got to get some Southern food. I had a spa day. Cam's gotten really into point hacking, and is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Like credit card points and stuff. And so our hotel, we got like
a free hotel stay, and then on top of that, we got some extra perks.
Spa credits. Cool. Yep. So that was awesome. And then we came home. Yeah, but busy.
We did an engagement session.
Yeah.
That was the reason we were in Charlotte.
Yes. So another one of our couples who lives in North Carolina, who is actually a sister of a past bride, so a lot of sibling action. We love it. They live in North Carolina, and so they're getting married in North Carolina next year. And so we did their engagement session in Charlotte while we were in Charlotte. So it was so perfect because, we get to be in North Carolina again this year, 2024, and we were there last year. So we love it. It's a great vibe.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
Was there anything else in May?
Well, yeah, almost equally as important, our kickball season started up.
Yes, so our kickball season started. If you don't know, Cam and I play kickball. We love it. It's just like a great friend activity that we do weekly. But we dress up. There's a different theme every single week. We dress up for it, like in full costumes. Not the league. Just our team.
Just us.
I mean, it has started spreading now.
Yeah, sometimes they'll ask us the week before if they know they're playing us.
Yeah, if they're playing us. Yeah. We have a themed punch. Someone brings a punch. It's someone's week, so we chant for them extra hard and they lead off. We have walk-on songs, like the whole shebang. We have parties around it, like pre-parties, post-parties. It's great. We love it. So kickball season started. Our team's name is the Ball Knockers, and we got after that in May.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I think that's mostly May. Just very busy. All of our shoots ramping up.
Yep.
Weddings ramping up. Which led into June.
Yeah. So then in June, now our travel is basically over for the year. We travel a lot really heavy in the early year. And then we're a lot locally travel, just 2 hours here, 3 hours there for a North Shore wedding or for a Brainerd wedding, which is pretty common for us. There's a lot of venues that we like that are kind of the hour and a half to Rochester, or 2 hours to Brainerd, 3 hours to the North Shore. So we had a lot of that, a little road trips in there. We photographed seniors again. We took a year off from seniors. We couldn't really find the capacity, and then it was fun to be back with seniors. We actually had a lot of summer engagement sessions this year, a lot more than normal, which you never really know what couples are going to want, and it really depends on when they get engaged, when their wedding is. So it made for a little less fall engagements, which is nice for us sometimes. Sometimes it feels like fall just goes bang, boom, bang, 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 bang. So it kind of spread it out.
Yeah. Slight spoiler alert, our fall was very busy personally.
Yes.
So our summer was extra busy professionally. We had lots of not extra, but we crammed in more weddings in the summer month, more engagement sessions, more seniors during June, July, August than we normally do to make room for white space for these personal events in the fall.
Totally. We had one of our best friends' bachelor party back here in Minnesota. He lives in London, got married in Spain, but he has a bunch of friends back here in Minnesota. He grew up in Minnesota. So we had his bachelor party, some birthday parties in there. Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah.
So then in the fall, we had 4 good friends get married from the first week of September, or the second week of September through the first week of November. So that's where, during those weeks, we were at rehearsal dinners, we were at groom's dinners, we were at bachelor parties, we were at bachelorettes. So we couldn't take weddings during those weekends, and most of them full weekends. But that made it really nice. We got to have a really personal wedding, personal fall. And in September, October, we only shot a total of 4 weddings, which normally, I remember one September, we shot 9 weddings, just double headers on double headers. So that's crazy. That's literally so drastic. So started off in September, we traveled to Spain, and that was where they were getting married in Catalonia. And he is one of our best friends. He is our childhood best friend, Cam's college roommate, all kinds of stuff. And then they live in London now, and so they had friends from London. He has grandparents in England, so family there. He has grandparents, family in Greece, so family from there. She's from Catalonia, so Catalan people there. and then people coming from the U.S.
Yeah.
So we traveled with two of our friends, Gina and Leah, and then also good friends Sin and Josh, who were traveling out. And there was the wedding, and then there was a buddy moon afterwards. And the buddy moon was like they invited anyone who wanted to spend time with them. There were like planned activities, so you could opt in, opt out. The wedding, though, was insane. It was the coolest wedding we've ever been to, I think we will ever go to. It just had a lot of like personalized guest experience things.
Yeah. Also just so many events. Like we went from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next, all in different locations on this huge property. Yeah, it was crazy.
Very cool. Amazing food. During cocktail hour or like aperitivo, there were like 22 apps, and they all had like presentation
But also
elements.
leading into cocktail hour, after reception, there was a drum line.
Yeah, that
so
like
just followed a drum line up the hill.
Yeah, so there was like the ceremony was down in like the woods, and you followed a path all the way. The whole time we're going down the hill, like in our heels, we're like, oh, this could be a long hike back up. But it was actually, you went up it with a drum line, like in tie-dye, just
so
like
you're
playing
dancing
for you.
the whole time.
Yeah, so it's super cool. There was just a lot of stuff. And so the dance floor started at midnight, and you could either take a shuttle home at 2:30 or at 4:30 a.m.
Only options.
So we still stayed till 4:30. It was great. It was so freaking fun. Shout out to Josh. Cam and I were getting pretty tired around 2:30. Josh was like, you gotta go. You gotta push through. So that was super fun. It had like a discotheque. So that was the wedding, and then we came home, got to photograph Noelle and Isaac's wedding, and then we got to photograph, I lied. We photographed 5 weddings in September and October, not 4. Because then we got to photograph a double header, Kay and Ian, who is the Sioux Falls couple, and Brooke and Seth, shout out to them. But then Cam went to a bachelor party in Milwaukee.
Yep.
Cam and I spent a lot of time together. Like, you know, in work and in life, like all of our friends overlap, and that was my first weekend in probably a few years, like only the whole weekend of me being at home with no plans.
At the house specifically.
Yeah, at the house.
You love to do your like weekend trips by yourself.
Yeah, I'll do sabbaticals, like where I'll do a weekend trip where I'll go away. But I hadn't just been like with Bella at home for a full weekend. It was crazy. It was so nuts. So we're gonna figure out how that looks in our life.
Yeah.
But because a lot of times in past, like Cam would go to a bachelor party when I would go to the bachelorette.
Yeah.
You know, like because we have overlapping friends and they're the same friends. But her bachelorette ended up being a different weekend that not unfortunately, our friends got married on another couple, so I couldn't attend that. Unfortunately, I couldn't attend that. So then after that, we photographed the wedding, and then our friends got married, Sin and Josh, who had been to Spain the month before. It was just crazy. They had a lovely wedding. Oh, Cam and I actually got to speak at Alex and Ava's wedding at their ceremony and at Sin and Josh's wedding, which was super, super cool.
It's very special.
Neither of them had wedding parties, but we got to be like very involved in getting ready in the morning or in sitting at their head table or like things like that, we were so honored. Yeah. And then our October was super fun.
The very next weekend, we're at another wedding. We went up to Duluth. Christina and Connor.
Yep, got to celebrate our friends Christina and Connor, and then Cam and I extended our vacation in Duluth. Yep. We love Duluth, and I normally love to spend a week on the North Shore in the fall, and Cam's getting kind of North Shore tapped out, reasonably so. We literally go like 2 times a year for like the last 10 years. So we just did a weekend, but it was great, and we did more Duluth-centered, which we hadn't in a while.
Versus the shore.
Yeah, versus being farther up the shore, which is what we normally do, like Lutsen and stuff. So that was super, super nice.
Yep.
Then we celebrated Halloween. I was a Hershey's Kiss, and Cam was a French man. We were a French kiss.
Yep.
Okay, that stuff is more like vivid because it was recently, and so we're like remembering it more. But then we had one more wedding, which was our friends Jess and Evan at St. Paul College Club. Super fun. One of our team members, Aurora, shot it, which was so cool to see her in action. And team follow-up. We're booking out weddings for 2024 like crazy. Yeah. We had our team shoot weddings in 2023, and they went awesome. Our team members are phenomenal. Now we're just booking more and more, and I think one of the most rewarding parts is we booked a handful of weddings with our team that were people that I think when we were at a lower price point would have for sure booked with Cam and I. People who, were friends of past couples or siblings of past couples, and maybe our price point made it inaccessible, or we were booked on the dates. We have tons of dates where we'll have 3 or 4 weddings going on the same time, us shooting one, and then 3 team members or 2 team members, which is crazy. And I think that is so rewarding for us that now we can serve these couples with the same experience. When prior to a team, we wouldn't. They would have been with someone else, and that was so sad for us. And sometimes so sad for them. So really worked out. Okay, so then after Jess and Evan's wedding, so that was in November, Our off season really began, which we love. It just means that we're not out and about as much. We're not shooting as much. We still shoot here and there. Like we had mini sessions. We had some family sessions. Still lovely, but it just means that we can work more on our website, updating our portfolio, restructuring offers, all kinds of stuff like that. So then we celebrated Thanksgiving, and it was lovely. So much time with our family, which was so fun. In December, my birthday is the first weekend, and so I turned 32, which is crazy. Cam and I just did some stuff together. I have quarterly spa days at Bella on the Bay. It's in Excelsior. It's just a super cute house. So I had my spa day. We went out to dinner at a restaurant that we've been wanting to try for a really long time. And then we did Excelsior Christmas, which is where they like light the tree and they have carolers and they have like Santa and like that kind of stuff. It was super fun. We've never been. We live basically in Excelsior. So that was really, really awesome. Then we had Gothmas, which is our annual Christmas party.
/ Tia's birthday party, depending on the weekend.
Yeah, so we had it later this year because our friends Zach and Solveig, who moved to the Netherlands, they were coming home for Christmas this year, and so they hadn't been to Gothmas in 3 years, probably. 3 years for sure, at least, if not 4. And, whoa, holy crap. Yeah. And so we wanted them to be able to attend. So we had it later, so it wasn't a combined birthday, Christmas, just a Christmas party. Yeah. And Cam and I love to host parties, and we didn't actually host that many parties this year. So Gothmas, we went full out. It was Met Gala themed.
Specifically Christmas.
Met Gala
the Met
Christmas
Gala theme
edition.
was Christmas.
Yeah.
Our theme was Met Gala.
What?
Well, because like Met Gala has a theme every year.
Yeah, it's just Met Gala Christmas edition.
Yeah.
Like, because it's the level of Met Gala, but then Christmas flavor. Yeah. So it's super, super fun. And then celebrated Christmas with our families. Just so great. And then had Elizabeth and Nikolai's wedding to finish out the year, which was phenomenal. So fun on the second to last day of the year. And now we're here. So that was our yearly recap. If you have any questions or, I don't know, just want to like chat, we'd love to chat always. And you got anything else you want to say?
No.
That's it.
Cheers to another good year.
Woohoo! Until next time.